We move to this now. Let's go live to the late former minister, Pravin Gordhan's house, where the ANC Women's League members have paid their respects to the Gordhans. Now, Newzroom Africa's Junior Kumalo is there and joins us live. Junior, we did hear from the late Pravin Gordhan's family, who've expressed really their profound appreciation to South Africans who have really shown their outpouring of love to the former cabinet minister. What is the ANC Women's League saying this afternoon?
Indeed, Nhlanhla, we are joined by the ANC Women's League who have just come out of the home of the former minister Pravin Gordhan. Earlier on, we did speak to the ANC Treasurer General Gordhan, who was also here just to pay her respects to the family and just offer her condolences as well. She spoke glowingly about the former minister, speaking about the service that he did in the fight against apartheid, as well as his continued service as a member of Parliament, as well as a minister in various portfolios. But now joining us is the ANC Women's League President, Sisisi Tolashe. Thank you so much, Ma, for joining us. You've just come out from the house inside speaking with the family. How is the family doing right now?
Thank you very much. We are really pleased to be here today to come and pass our condolences to the family. We find them, they're fine. Of course, they are going a very difficult time, but they are fine. Like a family of activists. So we expect them to be fine, knowing for the fact that they are not alone. We came to come and say they are not alone as they traverse this difficult road of losing these comrades. Comrade Pravin, we know him very well. We came also to come and tell them that they are not alone, not because he's just an ordinary comrade. He belongs to the rare breed of the liberation movement. In fact, he's the total embody of the National Democratic Revolution. He came a long way. He was a young man when he joined this movement, even before everybody was aware or it became fashionable. Remember, he comes from the trenches of the United Democratic Front, which was not really a good time then. He was very brave. From there, UDF, he became an underground operative of the African National Congress, Umkhonto weSizwe, the real one. Not only that, Comrade Pravin, when the ANC got in government, he was one of the few comrades who were identified to be members of parliament, later to be ministers. He played his role, very brilliant, humble son of the soil. He was a member of the ANC that you can deploy anywhere, as we have really experienced that. However, when the ANC got into a situation where it was bedeviled by corruption, Comrade Pravin was one of the few comrades who stood firm to say no to corruption. When he was unpopular, he still stand to say he's not going to be part of it. Not only that, he was able to say who does what whenever he is aware. So we came to come and celebrate that kind of a life that was well lived, and to say to his family, they might be going through this difficult time, but they must know that their son, their cousin, their member of family has been part of what the South Africa has been going through up until where we were able to get our democracy 30 years ago. Not only that, he became a server of our people through and through. We celebrate his life. We say long live to his spirit. And this is why we are here today.
As we celebrate the life of Pravin Gordhan, we've also just received news that the Deputy President himself has collapsed in Limpopo, where he was delivering an address. Are you aware of this? And what message do you have for the Deputy President?
We heard so. We are very sorry that we wish to say to our leadership, we must find time to rest. Remember, we are coming from a very difficult campaign. Until 29th of May, our Deputy President was crossing the country to make sure that we get the majority, of which we didn't get. However, immediately after the 29th, our leadership had to get into a serious discussions on how we are going to take this country forward. And he's been part, as Deputy President of the ANC, of making sure that the country doesn't collapse because ANC got 40%, but what we stand for, the constitution that we really have, and having been part of the drafting, is being sustained even when the ANC could not get the majority that it needed needed. So they have been a very busy leadership. You can imagine after having established the GNU, after long and very, very stressful exercises of getting everybody to listen to everybody so that we can get what we got. They had to sit again and establish a cabinet. For sure, they had no time to rest. And now, after having established that cabinet and the government now is coherent, we are very proud of that. He played a role. Some of us are not well, which is quite accepted and obvious. We wish him to get well very soon, but he must find time to rest. We know why. We know for a fact that, remember, at some point, other comrades got sick because the body says, I need rest. I'm sure his body is calling for that, and he must find time to rest and get well soon. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma. That is the ANC Women's League President Sisisi Tolashe, just also touching on the news coming in that the Deputy President Paul Mashatile had a medical emergency that is being attended to. She speaks about how the leadership of the ANC is actually tired from that hard election campaign that they just underwent.
That is our reporter, Junior, speaking outside the home of Pravin Gordhan. That's where ANC Women's League leadership as well as members are at the home of the former minister. Very interestingly there, you also heard her speaking about the condition of Deputy President Paul Mashatile, who she has urged, amongst many other ANC leaders, to take some time to rest after a very intense campaign season leading up to the May 29th